Thank you, Madam Chair, and General Spellman, Assistant Secretary Connor, great to see both of you. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here to help us out. And Mr. Connor, you and I have had some, what I thought were delightful conversations leading up to your confirmation. I'm glad that you're confirmed and in front of us now and looking forward to working with you. I've especially respected and appreciated your really expertise on Western water rights issues and your understanding of them, and we'll be talking about them in a little bit. And General Spellman, likewise, thank you. I've appreciated the last couple of years working with you. You've been very attentive to North Dakota and North Dakotans, and you've been very responsive to my concerns, and I've appreciated that partnership. In particular, General Spellman, I've appreciated the work you did previously, a couple of years ago, on rescinding the real estate policy guidance number 26, and of course, then formally withdrawing the Corps' proposed surplus water rule. These were very positive steps, as both the rule and the guidance infringed upon states' rights in complete, in my view, complete contradiction to existing law. The Water Supply Act never authorized a one-size-fits-all rule to federalize the water appropriation authority that is specifically reserved for states. With that in mind, as we pursue now a new WRDA, I think we should consider setting up some sort of a venue or a commission that would allow states to have a platform to discuss and sort these issues out with the Corps. It would provide North Dakota and other Western states, especially, the forum to bring localized problems that they may be experiencing directly to you. In our previous conversations, General, you and I discussed the potential creation of such a venue, and through your feedback, you indicated that you want to make sure that we do not recreate another national policy, and believe me, I agree with you. Would you agree there would be some value, or could be some value, in Western states having an advisory board of some sort, or a commission to bring some of these more niche water issues to the Corps?
Sir, I absolutely always welcome feedback and engagement with states and with our partners and municipalities out on our waterways. As you know, I've been working hard to remove a number of what I have termed DC-level obstacles to that conversation. You mentioned policy guidance letter number 26. We worked hard on the water supply rule. We had the Secretary in the previous administration return the surplus water reports without action, and a number of other things. Sir, from a purely technical perspective, I would like to keep this at the local, regional level. I don't, and I say that just from my experience in the water supply rule. If I were to bring 3 states in this room today, I don't think I could get 3 states to agree on congressional terms like surplus water or natural flows. But I can get to solutions at the local level. And I did not want, so we're going to follow the direction of Congress. We're going to obviously honor state water rights. I just did not want to take a step back and start to re-centralize a committee where you have a person like me at the front of the room. I did not want to return to those days, sir.
Well, I rarely see value in another layer of bureaucracy myself, so I'm open to ideas. Maybe Mr. Connor, you could weigh in on the possibility of some sort of a venue. I do think, and you're very familiar with this, Western issues are unique, and oftentimes are the consequence, the Western states are a consequence of some other region's policies, and that's my only reason for thinking about this. And I'm not committed to it, but I'd be interested in your thoughts.
Absolutely, Senator, and I've appreciated our discussions, and I think it's your terminology, a fellow policy geek. So I share that view and have enjoyed the discussions, and I think that's where this gets to is, as we discussed, and I think as General Spellman alluded to, we need to look at every tool that we have with respect to water supply to address some of the challenges, particularly out west, where there's water scarcity across many basins. And so from that standpoint, how do we best figure out, we did this a long time with the Bureau of Reclamation. We set it up from the beginning, Section 8 of the Reclamation Act. Go to the states, get your permits, and work it out from there. That's not how the Corps developed its water resources project, because they weren't developed for supply. So how do we get back to having that analysis to move forward and figure out how we can use these facilities or manage or operate these facilities in a way that enhances water supply? That's in watersheds. That's with the relevant states involved, because they'll be driven by the need for solutions. And so I completely support what General Spellman said about the watershed and the local level, but there's an urgent need, I think, that you're trying to get at, and I think we can figure out how to meld the two to have this dialogue with the appropriate folks in the room.
No, I appreciate that. And as I wrap up, I just want to associate myself as well with some comments you made earlier in response to both Senator Inhofe and Senator Cardin about the smaller recreational opportunities. I mean, it is really quite remarkable how much recreational, facility you're responsible for at the core. And we're, in our water scarcity of the West, experiencing a drought right now that I know, if you've been out to Sakakawea before the freeze, there are going to be a lot of exposed infrastructure from previous droughts that needs to be rehabbed. I'm looking for creative ways that we can be helpful and that you can be helpful and multiple agencies can be helpful to make sure that regardless who the landlord is, that we actually grow the opportunity for enjoying the lake. But with that, I appreciate, again, both of you and yield.